Who sold realty? All right, I want us all to jump in my time machine back to when I was 17 years old. So that would be late 80s when the music world was at its finest. It was a cold winter day, snowy, icy, the best of conditions for driving a 1972 puke brown Ford Ranchero with the puke brown interior. So my little brother Jimmy, he needed to change clothes. He's staying overnight at some friend's house, needs an overnight bag. And my parents get the brilliant idea that the one that should do it is the one with the least driving experience, which was me. I told them that it was not good conditions to drive, that there was a high likelihood that I was going to put the Rancho in the ditch. So you can imagine I pull out of the driveway, proceed down the hill, and the very first curve, at the edge of the curve is a bridge that goes over this creek right by my parents' house. And as I'm turning the wheel, the car is deciding that it has other thoughts in mind, and it keeps going straight and bam, right into the bridge. I had two thoughts going through my head. The first thought was, maybe it isn't that bad. Well, get out of the car, take a look at it. Not only was it that bad, it was actually worse than I thought it was going to be. The second thought is, as I'm staring at the headlights dangling outside of the fender, the crumpled up quarter panel on it, the second thought is, maybe they won't notice. Two awful, naive thoughts of a 17-year-old kid. So I proceed to back the car out, get it up the hill, park it back in the driveway, go inside, and with head bowed tell my stepfather that I ran the car into the bridge. And I had to repeat it several times because I think he was in such shock that I actually ran into the bridge that, it just wasn't computing or whatnot. So what is my point in all this? Sellers, I need you to have this in mind. A lot of you are having these thoughts of maybe it isn't that bad when comparing your home to other homes. You're looking at, say, the neighbor is completely remodeled, has done all this work on their home, and you're like, well, I know they got $225 for their home or $350 for their home. I'm worth that one. Even though I haven't done all these things, I don't think it's that bad compared to theirs to where I'm going to be dramatically different. You need to first get realistic with the pricing in that situation. And number two is maybe they won't notice. So they won't notice, you got to look at it and go, if you think it's dirty, you need to clean it. If you think that you need new carpet, the buyer probably thinks you need new carpet. If you think you need new paint, the buyer's probably thinking the same thing too. So you have to stop thinking that maybe they won't notice, because what I'm seeing out there, the buyers are definitely noticing everything. They're noticing that house down the street may be asking more, but they're worth more because they're cleaner or they've done remodeling. And maybe it's cleaner. You got to take all this stuff into consideration when you're thinking of listing your home. So I hope all these tips were helpful for you. Hope you enjoyed my story. And with that, we're going to go music out, and I'll talk to you guys next time.